Socrates states, the only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Here's a terrifying thought. We dwell within a small circle of light, surrounded by an immense mystery. Even with all of human evolution and the rise of the scientific method of inquiry, we are still nowhere near done solving the mysteries of life, the universe, and everything. Except for Douglas Adams, the writer who shared that the answer is 42. No, really, there is a lot about this universe that we really don't understand. And some whole sections of our shared reality that are just completely mysterious to us all. And some of that's because they're outside of our immediate range. Like, we really don't know what's going on inside distant galaxies. But there's still plenty of mystery right here. Some of it even inside our own bodies. Here are some things that we really don't know yet. And yet we still muddle along. We do not fully understand how stem cells become different types of cells in the body. Okay? We know that embryonic stem cells are kind of like a blank slate with an instruction manual for the entire body. And depending on which part of the instruction manual is turned on or read or somehow, a stem cell can become a specialized cell, like a neuron or a muscle cell. But we don't exactly know how they become one or the other. Do they choose? Is it a choice? We don't know. Does some other part of the organism put in an order for neurons or muscle cells, sends it out, and then the next 100,000 stem cells are told to read or express that part of the instruction manual? We're still not even fully sure how cells are made. We can't tell if the cells are bothered or frustrated by our not understanding, but it will make a really big difference for this whole planet once we figure it out. In the meantime, here's a few other mysteries. The Big Bang, which we theorize at the moment of the Big Bang, there were created matter and antimatter in equal parts, but somehow a smidge more matter prevailed. And that is what we experience, and this is why we don't go blinking out of existence anytime somebody bumps into some antimatter. Why? We still don't really fully know what 95% of the universe is made of. Atoms, the matter that we're familiar with, only account for about 5% that we can figure so far. The rest is still unknown to us. And so we refer to it as dark matter, dark energy. Pay attention to the language. What we don't know, we label as dark. Darkness is mysterious, unseen, unsettling. We ascribe negative attributes to it simply because we don't understand it or because we have trouble perceiving it. It is not dark matter's fault that we cannot see it. Pay attention to the labels. The labels say more about us than they do about that which is being labeled. We've really only deeply explored, only about 5% of the oceans on this planet. We know more about some regions of space than we know about our own watery bits. There are formations and creatures in the oceans, things large and small that we have never encountered, things we can't fully understand, imagine yet. And yet, even if we don't know them, if they are of this planet, they are connected to us and us to them. And they will be affected by changes in the climate wrought by human extraction and combustion of fossil fuels. However, as long as we don't know about them, it's really easy to ignore any damage. And the not knowing, the not being able to sense, the whole uncertainty of existence is very unsettling. We are uncomfortable with uncertainty. We get worried about dinner. We want to know that there will be dinner and a safe, warm place to sleep. So, we shut out the mystery. We only ask questions that we already know most of the answers to, and we reduce complexity in order to survive. We can't get much done. I can tell you from personal experience, you can't get a whole lot done if you are in a constant state of wonder and awe. Awestruck, wordless. But even if we're not paying attention, the mystery is always right there, just on the other side of our tidy categories. A few years back, I was talking with a dear and wise person. He's a philosophy professor. He's an atheist. And he does not work with any kind of construct of divinity, any kind of God, a noun, a verb, a natural or supernatural. And he explained that he had been harassed by some of his other atheist friends because he attends their local UU congregation. Why? Hey, Pastor, why are you going there? Participating in a whole community of spiritual seekers. I mean, why you? I'm not a fine, upstanding atheist like you. Why are you going to a place like that? Because, he would say with the sweetest of smiles, because I don't know everything yet. And this gets us back to Socrates. The wise person knows what they don't know. And this gets us to a humility, perhaps even to a surrender to the awe in the face of grandeur. And it gets us to part of the challenge of liberal theology in the 21st century. Because here we are, we have to figure out how to hold on to both the successes and the terrible failures of the empirical sciences. We have to figure out how to name our highest values in a complex and increasingly diverse world. The only reason it's increasing is because we're finally paying more attention. Binary constructs just fall apart over and over every time they get examined more closely. So multiracial, multicultural, multicolorful reality calls us to question, how are we to answer our highest commitments? This is unsettling. To which good old Ralph Waldo Emerson would remind us, People wish to be settled. Only as far as they are unsettled is there any hope for them. And that mystery, is it really dark? Is it really dangerous? The mystery might be vibrant, radiant, shimmering with wordless beauty. Faced with this mystery, this surrender to awe in the face of grandeur, humility can be our entry into exploration, not for conquest of the dark, but to dance among the stars. This is not a helpless humility. Any of us can still use this scientific process to learn more. We can use all of our senses to observe and marvel and participate in our discoveries. In this way, perhaps, we are an expected and essential part. As the evolutionary biologist Julian Huxley mused, as a result of 1,000 million years of evolution, the universe is becoming conscious of itself, able to understand something of its past history and possible future. This cosmic self-awareness is being realized in one tiny fragment of the universe, in a few of us human beings. I like that quote, but eventually I start to quibble with it because of, Huxley's anthropocentrism, finding humans to be somehow exceptional above the rest of all creation when we're actually just in the mix. But I do still enjoy this observation that we are oddly equipped to both wonder and explore all that we encounter. We are a species that questions and pokes and digs into that which is immediate in our experience and beyond. We don't know everything yet. Much of existence remains a mystery. It could be a vexation to our need to resolve all uncertainty. Yes, we will continue to seek answers. We will solve problems. We will control all the variables necessary to ensure that there will be dinner. But let us also allow ourselves to be awed, drawn into the mystery. Allow ourselves to relax into what one person describes the beautiful and terrible mystery that soaks all of creation. Not to let go of our curiosity, but to notice how we are to join into the dance of this universe. When you stop calling it noise, you might finally hear the music. So here's my suggestion. Set out each day on your pilgrimage to find dinner. And then along the way, admire all mystery that you encounter in the eyes of another, in the structure of a tree. Encounter this mystery not as an adversary, but as a constant companion to remind you that all is not yet finished. All is still becoming. For all of our days remain filled with the potential for discovery. And perhaps, when you can hear the music, dance. May it be so. And blessed be.